thinking of jumping in, but I will say, I was thinking of what George was saying, and the best part of being a jury is not the moment that you're choosing a movie, because yes, it's true, two beautiful things cannot be in the absolute context of life. You cannot really say what is better than the other. But prizes are not about the absolute moment of life. It's about that moment in seeing by these people in a certain mood, in certain circumstances. And of course, it's easier to say this is not beautiful. That's kind of easy. To find something that is mediocre, it's easy. Something that is very beautiful, to compare them, that moment is never easy in any jury, and that's not my favorite moment, but you have to go through it and eventually, make a decision that is going to take the responsibility for that decision, even if sometimes you're not necessarily right, but you're responsible for it.
So, that's the rule of the game. So, I mean, otherwise we wouldn't be here. It's a hard question. I think it's the films are different, and hopefully, this competition has a lot of very different films, and it shows the liveliness and energy of world filmmaking, and then we it's from jury to jury. I guess the result would always be different. So it's also this idea of randomness in a way that's also exciting, I guess.
Oui, ouais, donc on va.
To me, it's not about to judge, but just to share enthusiasm. I'm just hoping that I will be enthusiastic looking at this film. I want to share with the audience the fact that we have been enthusiastic with this or that film. But it's not a judgment.
Vanessa.
Oui, je pense ici aussi au prix, quand on décerne un prix à la meilleure actrice, elle nous a fait peut-être, elle nous a donné une émotion tellement énorme, mais il y en a d'autres, donc c'est vrai, les films, nous on va mettre des films en avant, mais beaucoup d'autres films qui vont en parler, et c'est vrai, le choix, c'est la chose, je pense qu'on redoute tous
Choosing
un
is
peu,
something we're all a bit scared about, of course.
mais effectivement, c'est la règle
However,
du jeu.
that's the rule of the game. Was I
C'est
supposed to
comme
be
vous
speaking
voulez.
English? No, as you like.
Chacun comprend l'anglais et le
Please feel
français.
free
Il y a
to
son
speak
casque.
either
si vous voulez.
English or French, as you like.
Est-ce que ça vous va?
Flying to Chongqing in 1936, Zhou Enlai, the foreign minister for Mao Zedong, was with an American sergeant major. They were going to see Chiang Kai-shek to see if they could make an allegiance to fight in the war with the Japanese. And the sergeant major, to pass time, asked Zhou Enlai what he thought was the effect of the French Revolution. Zhou Enlai said, "It's too soon to tell."
I was just about to say exactly the same thing. No, it's unfair. I'm always the last, and there's nothing to add here. I think we're all very humble with the task, and it's a tough task. And I think one of the biggest obstacles or tasks that we're facing is, even though we are bringing different qualities of filmmaking, we have a different approach of filmmaking, some directors, producers, actors. The biggest obstacle for us is to try to forget that and become an audience again, and embrace the films we're going to watch as an audience. I think, at least for my case, it's very important that we keep those eyes instead of having filmmakers' eyes. For some reason, that's my point.
Oui, pour moi, le travail de sélection du film par la direction de Cannes, ça se complète par le travail du jury. Parce que s'il n'y a pas une évaluation des films, les films ne seront pas vus et le travail que la sélection a fait sera incomplet. Donc c'est important, c'est dur, c'est pas parfait, c'est l'opinion du jury, ça peut être faux, ça peut être juste, mais bon, c'est un travail qui doit être fait dans un festival pour voir les bons films et que les films ça sort, les réalisateurs sortent de ce masse de films.
Are you going to say ditto? Yes.
Oh, I mean, without film festivals like this, we wouldn't see movies, and they wouldn't become famous like Son of Saul. We need these festivals to promote filmmakers. So to me, you know, without that, we'd all just be in a lot of, well, we probably wouldn't be working. So we'd just be in big blockbusters all the time.
There is that. Question here.
Ouais. Bonjour, Jérôme Vermelin pour Metro News. Moi j'ai une double question pour Vanessa Paradis. Il y a un peu plus de 20 ans, vous aviez chanté sur scène Le tourbillon de la vie avec Jeanne Moreau. C'est un moment magique un peu dans l'histoire de Cannes. Je voulais savoir quels souvenirs vous gardiez de ce moment. Et je voulais aussi savoir si ça avait été un peu difficile, compliqué. En tout cas, comment on vous avait convaincu de venir dans le tourbillon de Cannes cette année, vous qui n'êtes pas forcément une grande fan des tapis rouges.
Quand on vous propose de chanter cette chanson pour Jeanne Moreau, enfin j'ai pas pu. Je voulais pas dire non et j'ai eu tellement, je suis bien contente d'avoir dit oui parce que c'est un moment sur scène qui est vraiment indélébile. C'était au-delà du cinéma, de la musique, il y a eu quelque chose de tellement fort et puis on ne savait pas ce que Jeanne Moreau allait faire, mais elle m'a pas lâché les yeux. Moi non plus, j'ai oublié toute la salle quand j'ai chanté la chanson. C'est un moment, 20 ans après, quand j'y repense,
20 years later, when I think about it, it still sends shudders down my back. And it was my first and only time in Cannes. And I didn't go up the red carpet. I came from backstage in a way. Now I'm a member of the jury. It's quite a complicated task, granted. I don't know, but I'll be seeing lots and lots of films. I hope I won't be scared to present another film, but I'll be very proud to go up the red carpet.
Mr. Miller.
Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm John Doggett Williams from the Australian Financial Review.
Okay.
In the dark.
Yes.
I'm writing a feature on Australians in Cannes. How important was the Cannes to the development of the Australian film industry and getting out to the rest of the world and to you?
Well, like all cinema, Cannes is a place, and whatever one says about Cannes, it's where cinema from different parts of the planet are first often seen. And so Australia, like just about every other nation, was able to take tremendous benefit from that.
And in the year that you're the jury president, what do you think of the fact there's no Australian films in competition?
Well, that's obviously disappointing for an Australian, but remember, I think there are only about 28 countries represented through the whole festival, and I don't know, there are many more countries than that provide really wonderful cinema. So I think the question should be put the other way, in the sense that being there so few births, it's great for us to see films from so many different places and to enjoy them and learn from them.